Welcome to the Cord Cutters News Tech Lab. Today we're going to take a look at answering some of your more common cord cutting related questions. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern we hold a weekly cord cutting Q&A where I'm live for about an hour answering your questions. What I've noticed is many people have the same questions over and over and over, so I thought if so many people are asking the same questions, it may be a good idea to make a quick video explaining some of these common cord cutting related questions. First though, if you're new here, hey, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. It really helps us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing. And hopefully we can help you get the most out of your cord cutting experience, no matter what device or service you're using. So let's dive into it. But first, don't forget, if you have a question, feel free to join us every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on our YouTube channel, and ask it live, and I'll do my best to answer it. But one of the most common questions I'm getting is, when is YouTube TV and YouTube Kids coming to the Amazon Fire TV? Well, just recently, YouTube officially returned to the Amazon Fire TV after a fight with Google and Amazon. The two companies have been battling it out over a long list of complaints between them. Amazon, of course, uses Google's Android software as the backbone for the Fire TV, but completely changes everything about it. And Google wasn't always the biggest fan of that. So a little over a year ago now, I believe it is, they broke up. Google took their apps off of the Amazon Fire TV, and Amazon responded by launching a web browser version. Sadly, the web browser version never quite worked as well as the dedicated app. Now we have YouTube back on the Fire TV. But they've announced that YouTube TV and YouTube Kids are coming. Unfortunately, we don't know when. Google and Amazon are just saying sometime this year it will be coming to the Fire TV, and the YouTube Kids and YouTube TV will be coming to the Fire TV. We don't know when. And it could be like last time where it would come out on a few devices first and then roll out to more as the weeks go on. I do expect this to happen sooner than later. Everything that we're seeing points to it will happen this year. It will happen sooner than later. Now, if you're really upset about the web browser you could use to try to use the web version, it doesn't work very well, so keep that in mind. But good news, it is coming. Now, the other question I'm getting is the new Hulu with Live TV guide. When is the new Hulu with Live TV guide coming? Good news is sometime this month, the new Hulu with Live TV guide will be rolling out to YouTube or to the devices that support it. It's already available at Hulu.com. So with this new Live TV guide, instead of just getting a couple hours to look through shows, you're actually going to get a 14-day traditional cable-like guide to check out. Now, this is a huge improvement over the older Hulu system. Hulu is a great service, but not people have always cared for the app. There's some good to it, there's some bad to it, but the good news is the number one complaint, a traditional grid guide for live TV, is on the way. And they say in August, so sometime this month, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, sometime this month, it'll start rolling out to Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and more. The good news is Hulu with Live TV did come to the NVIDIA Shield. It did not include the new grid guide, unfortunately, so keep that in mind. But that is coming hopefully in the next few months. The other question I get, or next few days I should say, the other question I get a lot about is, Luke, I'm a new cord cutter, I want an antenna, what's the best antenna out there? I've talked about this one a lot, but it's a question I get all the time, and the truth is there's no one antenna that's right for everybody. Because a lot of it depends on where you live. For instance, if you live right next to the transmitters and you're very close to it, I mean, at some point a paperclip's going to pick up that signal. But an indoor antenna may be perfect for you. But if you live farther away, you may need an outdoor antenna to make sure you get the locals you want. The number one mistake people make is just walking in the store and buying any old antenna. Because it could be that you're either A, overpaying because you didn't need that powerful of an antenna, or you're not getting the right antenna for you. So I'm going to put a link to AntennaWeb down in the show notes down below. I highly recommend you start by entering your address or even just your zip code into AntennaWeb. Address will give you more accurate results, where you can go and say, hey, where are the transmitters? Oh, they're about 40 miles away. Okay, well, I'll probably need an outdoor antenna at that point. Now, outdoor antennas, I do say were typically the best. If possible, get an outdoor antenna because it does give you a better experience. But indoor antennas are a good option too, so don't completely discount them. Now, I don't have a particular antenna because I think a lot of them are really great, but I do recommend a few brands. Mohu, Channel Master, WineGuard, Antennas Direct RCA is a really good brand out there, just to name a few. There's more I'm forgetting. I know there's one other brand I typically recommend. I'd love to hear from you what brands you recommend. What would you suggest people get for an antenna? Now again, don't just walk into Walmart, don't buy an antenna, come home and then be like, oh, I'm not getting the local I want because I bought this indoor antenna and I really need a roof mounted antenna. Antenna Web and sites like it are perfectly free. You enter your information, it shows you where the towers are around you, which is kind of great because if you know all the towers are on the north side of your home, for example, you can point the antenna to the north. You can put it on the north side of your home to get the best possible reception. A few quick tips about your antenna too. When placing it, try to put it away from metal and electronics whenever possible. A lot of people try to hide the antenna behind the TV. Well, the TV is a big metal object. It's going to block reception. So keep that in mind. Higher is always better if you can. It's a great option. And if you're looking, you can try to put it on the side of the home that faces the transmitters. That way the signal doesn't have to cut through your entire home to get to the antenna, where the house will act as a natural barrier to that. Now in very strong areas that doesn't really matter so much. That's definitely a great tip if you live in an area where over-the-air TV is a little bit weak. So I hope that helps. For antennas, double check where your reception is. Are you in an area where over-the-air TV reception is a good one? Do you need an indoor and outdoor antenna? If you can, get an outdoor antenna. And definitely, if you can, put it as high as you can. Get it away from electronics and metal. And put it on the side of the home facing where most of the transmitting towers are that you want to receive. Lastly, a lot of people ask me, what DVRs do we need or can we get with an antenna? There are many great options for over-the-air DVRs that you can record your antenna on. Tableau DVRs, if you are a Fire TV person, the Amazon Fire TV Recast, Channel Master, TiVo, and more are great over-the-air DVRs. Now a lot of people ask about, can you record over-the-air or streaming services? There's some that will claim that, but the problem with that is you're actually violating the terms of service with your service. When you pay for Netflix, you're paying for the rights to the content they have right now. If you download it, record it, and cancel Netflix, you've now no longer have legal rights to that content. Now you have pirated content, basically. Because Netflix only has rights to the content for when the window is. Even if you keep paying for Netflix and that content expires on Netflix, it means you've kept it longer than you're paying for it. So keep that in mind. That's why many DVR companies don't create ones for streaming, because it technically violates their terms of service. So keep that in mind. Well, I hope this answers your cord cutting related questions. We're live every single day here talking about cord cutting news, cord cutting Q&As, podcasts, reviews, how-to guides, and more. I really hope addressing these common questions are helpful to everybody here. If you have a question on any of these topics I talked about, leave us a comment. I do read them. I can't answer all of them, unfortunately, just because we get so many. But I try to answer a few every day. And then I also take them and use them for videos like this. So I say, hey, a lot of people are asking the same question, and I keep answering it, but maybe I need to make a full video to address it. So leave me a comment. Let me know what your questions are. Let me know if you have any suggestions related to the topics I talked about here. I hope this helps you. Thank you to everybody for your support. We'll be back tomorrow with more cord cutting news, tips, tricks, and how-to guides. Take care, everybody.